Hey there everybody, in this video we're going to talk about Facebook versus Google. What are some of the pros and cons of Facebook and some of the pros and cons of Google when you're running paid ad campaigns? So a lot of people go directly to Facebook when they think about ad campaigns, and it's because it's been so tremendously powerful recently. But I think that you probably should consider diversifying your advertising, especially if you're really heavy into Facebook, and there's a few reasons we'll talk about that. But in this video you're going to understand what the best uses for Facebook are and what the best uses for Google are. Let's jump into today's video. Hey there, my name is Brandon Brashears. I create daily digital marketing videos, so if you're looking to grow your brand or your business with digital marketing, be sure to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button if you like the video, and if you have any questions, comments, you need help with anything, comment down below. I'm happy to help and make videos responding to comments. Alright, let's talk about Facebook versus Google. Now, Facebook has been the go-to for so many marketers, and I think the reason why Facebook has been so tremendously powerful is because of targeting options. Not only targeting options, but content and consumption of content on platforms like Instagram and Facebook. You have people that are spending tremendous amounts of time consuming content and engaging, and that content allows people to warm up to brands and businesses, unlike other channels. You know, Google is extremely cold when it comes to traffic as a traffic source in general. And so the reason for that is because people are just out there searching or engaging on things. They don't have the same way to connect and get context with brands like they do on Facebook and Instagram. So that being said, it's a very different platform. Now let's talk about what are some of the best uses, some of the things you should consider if you're trying to create a strategy around running Facebook ads or Google ads and other things like that. So let's talk about this. Number one thing to consider, I think, is let's talk about your specific product or service that you're trying to sell. You have to think about a few things. First, you need to think about the competition that you have. If you're a small business and you're going to be competing on a nationwide scale with larger businesses, there's a good chance that Google AdWords are going to be very, very expensive for you, probably prohibitively expensive. I'll give you some examples. So if you are in the real estate industry, for example, and you do loans, and you're a small business owner, and you're a loan mortgage broker, for example, or you're a realtor, or you're doing campaigns, and again, this is going to totally depend. You can absolutely figure this out if you have some budget and you're willing to spend that budget. But it's typically pretty expensive to get this figured out. And that's why I think Facebook is the better option, just from a low-hanging fruit standpoint. But let's talk about this really quick. If you're doing loans, for example, and you're trying to target people that you can meet with face-to-face that are in your area around you that are going to do loans for a specific product. Like, let's say you're doing VA loans, and I'm talking about this because I've done marketing for companies that have VA loans and, trying to get VA loans and things, customers. But when you go and run ads on Google AdWords for VA loans, you're competing against Quicken Loans, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, VA Loan Center, VA Mortgage Center, all of these huge, huge institutions that are spending millions of dollars on Google Ads. And they have resources and follow-up and everything possible. They have creative teams producing content for them. They have retargeting campaigns on Google and YouTube and everywhere that's out there. They've spent so much money developing their ad product, getting it out there so that they can capture as much of the market as possible. And they're professional marketers that you're going up against. And so because of that, you're looking at cost per clicks that are in the maybe $40 to $70 range, right? Depends on the market and the area that you're in. But that kind of click cost means that you probably don't have too much of a budget to mess around with. And so as a result, you have to make or break it really, really quickly. So if you're talking about a product or service that has these nationwide huge company competitors that you're going up against, if you had a product or service and one of your main competitors was Amazon and Walmart, for example, Google AdWords would not be a good choice because they have so much to invest into that. So you need to take a look at the competitive landscape and you need to understand who is it that I'm competing against, who is creating ads, who is trying to capture this market that I'm actively searching for. So I think that that's one thing to consider. Now, if you were that mortgage broker or realtor or person and you wanted to dominate a specific area, I think Facebook is great for that because you're able to connect with people based on geographic targeting. You're able to target people that are specific groups of people, potential home buyers, renters, different segments of the interest-based audience or demographic-based targeting that you can do. And with Facebook, your targeting and your ads are going not up against specific keywords, but against specific groups of people. And for that reason, it's a lot more effective, not necessarily effective, but a lot more affordable to reach people that are in a direct radius of your business. And so for that reason, if you're producing content, it's more work, right? But you're also not necessarily targeting people who are ready to buy right now. They're not giving you those transactional cues, so it's going to take a little bit longer to build up a brand and to put content out there and use that content to segment people and build relationships and grow. It's going to take consistency and time. But it's something that you can figure out, and it won't break the bank to do it. So not only can you connect with new clients, but you can use it to connect with your old clients, get referrals, and use it like you would use any kind of in-person marketing, right? If you're asking for referrals or doing anything like that, you can use Facebook and Instagram to help grow your business from that perspective. So that's one example that I think is something to consider. If you were going on Google and you wanted to target things that were highly competitive, insurance is another one, life insurance, financial planning stuff, real estate related stuff, auto related stuff. These things are very expensive, so there's a very small margin of error that you can do. You need to have everything figured out from your funnels, your follow-up. You need to understand your metrics completely before you start these things. With Facebook, I think it's a lot more forgiving because typically the costs to reach your audiences are lower, right? You don't have that same transactional intent, but the audience's costs are typically lower. Now it depends though, because when I just said it was expensive to reach your target audience, I talk and I market a lot to and for veterinary practices because I have a podcast called the Veterinary Marketing Podcast. And so in that, right now, it used to be that Facebook was the go-to client generation way for veterinary practices because it was so cheap. You could get clicks for so cheap. You could get organic distribution. It was the land of milk and honey for veterinary practices, right? Because you were able to target and reach your clients so well. Well, it's become a lot more competitive. It's become a lot more expensive to get clicks. You can still get lots of clicks for cheap, but people aren't on Facebook looking for a veterinarian necessarily, right? You can use your content to engage your community and engage with current clients and things like that, but that's not ultimately why people are on Facebook. They're not there to find a product or service, right, typically. And so if we're using Google ads, we can target people that are transactional, that they're looking for a service right now. They need something right now. They have a burning desire for that product or service. And so we're able to target these people and get them in the door into a veterinary practice. And the cost per click is anywhere from, I would say, $1.10 to probably about $5, depending on the competitive nature of the market. So that being said, it's important to really take a competitive analysis of what is the marketplace doing right now, and is Facebook going to be the place that I'm going to have to reach people because the transactional terms at Google are too expensive? And I think that's really what it comes down to. Do you have the budget to target and get in front of the people that are showing intent that they want your product or your service right now? Because if you can reach those people first, you're going to be so much further along. Now, I think Facebook and Instagram have tremendous branding potential for you, right? So if you are acquiring those low-hanging fruit customers that are really transactional, they're trying to come and find the product or service that you need in your business, and then you follow up with these people on Facebook and Instagram and you stay in touch with them and you're emailing them and doing all of the other marketing activities that you should be doing, I think that that's a winning strategy for you. I would love to know though, what is your industry? What is your niche that you're trying to target? Comment down below with that. I'll give you some ideas on marketing. All right, have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you on the next video.